All right, hey everyone, I'm Josh with Prince2 Design Studio in CBI Off-Road Fab. Today we're going to be doing a roof rack install on a 2013 Subaru Forester. All right, so for this vehicle, for R&D purposes already, I've had to skip ahead a few steps. As you can see, I've already installed the plus nuts here. The nice thing about these Subarus, you don't have to drill any of the holes out. The holes are already there. One thing you may do is go back and just clean them up with the 3/8" drill bit. That's to make sure that your plus nuts fit in there well. You can check out any of our other videos to see how you do the plus nut install. It's fairly simple, pretty standard between vehicles, so nothing special for this. Another thing to consider with these Subarus is you do have to drop the headliners. We're hoping to get a video of that in the future, but for now you can find the PDF instructions for how to do that step. All right, the first thing I like to do on these after you have the plus nuts and everything installed is I'll take some foam mats, set them up on the roof, and just start setting my crossbars up there. That way when you go to install the side rails, everything's up already, and it's just an easier process if you're doing it by yourself. Now that I've got the crossbars down, the next thing we're going to do is set the spacers down on top of the plus nuts. First thing we're going to do is put a little silicone over top. It's just going to make sure you've got a nice watertight seal. You can put a decent sized glob on there. One thing to keep in mind with the silicone is depending on the temperature and humidity, you're going to have about 12 to 24 hours before it's fully cured. So just keep that in mind during that time. Don't go through any high pressure car washes or anything. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is place the side rail on. I'm gonna do the 3 spacers here in the back. There's gonna be a special mounting foot in the front that we'll go over later. And once you got the side rail up here, you're just gonna take your mounting bolt here. It's just a bolt and a fender washer. Just gonna drop that down and start off tightening these by hand. So the next thing I'm going to do is attach all the crossbars on this side. So for the crossbars, you've got your machine screw here. It's going to be followed by your split lock washer and a flat washer. Before I start doing that, I'm just going to put them all together and set them right on the crossbars here so they'll be ready to go when I'm back with the drill. All right, so I'm going to start attaching the crossbars. Just going to take a T30 Torx bit for these screws here. Other than that, it's pretty simple. One thing to keep in mind is you don't want to torque these down too tight. It doesn't take a lot to get these torqued properly. Basically, you're just looking to compress the lock washer here. So make sure you don't have your drill set to drill or anything like that. Keep it down fairly low and you'll be all good. All right, so for the front crossbar, got a special mounting bracket that goes with it. We've got these two guys over here. They're gonna attach to the back side, or underside of the crossbar, if you will. So you see our drop points are up here on the top. With these guys, they're gonna go on the bottom, and first thing I'm gonna do is measure out 4 inches from each edge. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and set this up here. One thing to keep in mind, you can kind of see how there's a slope going to the mounting bracket. It's gonna be sloped down towards the front. You'll know you have it on there backwards if you set this and the crossbar ends up not being level. But as you can see, we're level here, so we know we have it the right way. All right, and just the same with the side rail here. We're gonna take our mounting bolts with our fender washer here, and I'm just gonna put those down and start off by hand tightening them. Let me screw it up. Okay, here we go. Put this one up and get it out of my way. Yeah. All right, so next we're gonna put the wind deflector on. That goes with the clear crossbar. What you're gonna do is slide these down into the rails here. All right, so there's gonna be 5 of these per channel. So 5 on top, 5 on bottom. And once you got them all in there, you're gonna slide them over and line them up with the holes in the wind deflector. All right, now you've got those down and in the channel, go ahead and take your wind deflector, set it up top. You got a standard Phillips head screw here, followed by a split lock washer and flat washer. I'm gonna start in the middle here and just tighten them down loosely. This way, as we're moving along, we can slide it back and forth if need be. All right, last thing I'm gonna do with this wind deflector is put the noise reducing trim on. This is just a good little add-on here to make sure you don't get any unwanted wind noise going on when you're driving down the interstate. Basically, it just slips on the edge here. I want to press it on there nice and tight. And if you do order this, it will probably come with a little bit extra on the end, so you can just trim it down to fit as needed. We like to keep a little extra on there just so we're not shortchanging anybody. And there you go. All right, so now it's on. We'll have a nice solid seal against the roof of the vehicle. Okay, so that's the install here on our 3rd gen Subaru Forester roof rack. If you got any other follow-up questions, feel free to email us. You can find us online at prince2designstudio.com. Also check out our YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, and also keep a lookout for the written PDF instructions.